Welcome back to our channel. Today, we delve into the extraordinary life of Jack Palance, the rugged Hollywood icon celebrated for his formidable presence and unforgettable performances. Known for his magnetic on-screen intensity and imposing baritone voice, Palance earned a reputation that few could rival. But behind the stern gaze and the tough guy roles lay a man whose path was shaped by resilience, reinvention, and remarkable moments. From a challenging start in life to his rise as an Academy Award-winning actor, and from behind-the-scenes controversies to the poignant final days that defined his legacy, Jack Palance's journey is as riveting as any Western showdown. Join us as we explore the final chapter of his life and the enduring impact of his legendary career. 1. Childhood. Jack Palance, born as Vadar Palaniuk on February 18, 1919, grew up in the small coal mining town of Vladimir Mines, Pennsylvania. His parents, Ukrainian immigrants who came to the United States seeking better opportunities, faced an unforgiving environment that demanded constant perseverance and hard work. Young Vadar, soon to be known by his stage name, Jack Palance, quickly learned the value of resilience from his father, who toiled long hours underground as a coal miner. Determined to help support his family of 6 children, Palance himself worked in the mines during his teenage years, an experience that left a lasting impression on his outlook and molded his famously strong physique and unwavering resolve. Despite the grueling nature of life in the mines, Palance discovered a fervent passion that offered both a physical challenge and a much-needed escape: boxing. Under the ring name Jack Brazo, he soared through the ranks with an astonishing 15 consecutive victories, astonishing local fans who were drawn to his raw power and imposing presence. This remarkable winning streak hinted at a promising future in the sport, but fate had other plans. A severe injury cut his boxing career short, forcing him to step away from the ring long before he could reach its most prestigious heights. In many ways, these early trials laid the groundwork for Jack Palance's later pursuits. Growing up in a struggling immigrant household, laboring in dangerous coal pits, and tasting success, then swift disappointment, in the world of prizefighting all shaped the steely determination that would define him. Though he would ultimately find global fame under the Hollywood spotlight, the lessons he learned in Vladimir Mines about discipline, tenacity, and the importance of fighting for every opportunity remained a vital part of who he was. This unbreakable foundation would later help him overcome countless hurdles, both in war and on the silver screen, paving the way for the legendary career that lay ahead. 2. Family. Jack Palance came from a large, tight-knit family where hard work wasn't just a value, it was a way of life. His parents, Ivan and Anna, were Ukrainian immigrants who had braved the journey to the United States in search of a fresh start, bringing with them a strong cultural heritage that they instilled in their 6 children from a young age. While Ivan toiled in the local coal mines to keep food on the table, Anna worked tirelessly at home, ensuring each child understood the importance of perseverance and pride in one's roots. Growing up in such a household meant Jack was no stranger to adversity. From navigating language barriers to dealing with financial hardships, he learned early on that success had to be earned through sacrifice and determination. That sense of collective struggle bonded the family, teaching Jack lessons about loyalty, unity, and unyielding resolve. Even though their daily lives were often consumed by exhausting labor, the Palaniuks found moments of comfort in shared traditions like preparing hearty Ukrainian meals or celebrating heritage festivals that reminded them of the home they'd left behind. These formative years, surrounded by the influence of both American opportunity and Ukrainian resilience, laid the groundwork for Jack's unbreakable spirit, his refusal to back down from a challenge, and his enduring compassion for others who fought to carve out their own place in the world. Even though resources were limited, the Palaniuks found creative ways to stay connected with their Ukrainian heritage. On special occasions, neighbors would gather at the Palaniuk household to share traditional music and folk dances, transforming their modest living space into a vibrant cultural hub. Jack's mother often reminded her children that music and communal gatherings were vital forms of emotional nourishment, just as crucial as any meal she prepared. This sense of togetherness also fostered a deep respect for community that Jack carried throughout his life, evident in the charitable endeavors he would later take on in his Hollywood years. 3. Career. Jack Palance's path to stardom wasn't paved overnight. It began with a remarkable journey that showcased both his resilience and raw talent. During World War II, he served as a bomber pilot in the U.S. Army Air Forces, where he was injured in the line of duty and honorably discharged in 1944. This wartime experience left him with not only physical scars but also a profound sense of discipline and determination. Returning to civilian life, Palance enrolled at Stanford University, juggling odd jobs such as cooking, lifeguarding, and even working for a local radio station to make ends meet. This period tested his resolve, but it also helped him develop a strong sense of self-reliance, which would become an invaluable asset in the fiercely competitive entertainment industry. His introduction to acting began on the stage in 1947, when he made his debut in the play The Big Two. Although the production itself wasn't a major commercial blockbuster, it allowed Palance to hone the dramatic skills that would soon capture the attention of prominent figures in show business. Not long after, he took on the role of Stanley Kowalski in a Broadway production of A Streetcar Named Desire. This performance generated considerable buzz, distinguishing him as an intense actor capable of bringing raw emotion to iconic characters. It wasn't just critics who were impressed, audiences, too, recognized his commanding presence and magnetic energy. Hollywood quickly came calling, and in 1950, Palance made his film debut with Panic in the Streets, an understated but impactful role that led him to sign a long-term contract with 20th Century Fox. His ability to portray sinister or conflicted characters became more evident with standout performances in Sudden Fear, 1952, opposite Joan Crawford, and Shane, 1953. The latter role, where he played a chilling gunslinger, earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor and cemented his status as one of Hollywood's most memorable on-screen villains. Throughout the 1950s, he continued to impress with films like The Big Knife and Attack, all the while adding an Emmy Award to his resume for his riveting performance in the television production Requiem for a Heavyweight, 1957. During the late 1950s, Palance's momentum in Hollywood seemed unstoppable. Critics lauded his versatility, and he garnered multiple nominations from prominent film societies, including a nod from the Golden Globes for his gripping performances in intense dramas. Though not every role brought home a trophy, the sheer range he demonstrated, effortlessly switching from hardened criminals to morally ambiguous anti-heroes, cemented his standing as one of the era's most compelling actors. His colleagues frequently commented on his unwavering dedication during long shoots, noting how he prepared relentlessly, even for supporting roles. Despite his success in Tinseltown, Palance decided to explore opportunities abroad. He spent time in Europe, acting in Italian, French, and British films such as Sword of the Conqueror, The Last Judgment, Night Train to Milan, and Jean-Luc Godard's Les Mépris, in which he played a Hollywood producer. This international phase showcased the breadth of his talent and proved he could adapt to vastly different filmmaking styles and cultural contexts. One of the lesser-known aspects of Palance's time abroad was his growing friendship with European directors who admired his raw intensity. On the set of Night Train to Milan, for instance, the Italian production crew was fascinated by his methodical approach. He'd often rehearse lines in both English and Italian to ensure the emotional weight translated authentically. This willingness to blend with local film cultures made him a sought-after figure during his European tenure. Even decades later, directors he worked with would recall his humble demeanor offset, practicing language drills with dialect coaches or discussing cinematic techniques with younger actors, never once trading on his Hollywood reputation to overshadow others. Eventually, he returned to the U.S. and landed roles in the TV series The Greatest Show on Earth, 1963 to 1964, and in notable films like The Professionals and Che. In the latter, he portrayed Fidel Castro, a performance that further demonstrated his knack for playing complex figures. By the 1960s through the 1990s, Palance continued to evolve as an actor, surprising fans by tackling everything from horror classics such as portraying Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in Dracula on the small screen to the comedic side of cinema. One of his most celebrated turns came in the 1991 comedy City Slickers, where he portrayed the rough-around-the-edges cowboy Curly Washburn. This performance earned him an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor and led to one of the Academy Award's most unforgettable moments. Palance, then in his 70s, famously dropped to the stage and performed one-handed push-ups, demonstrating that he still possessed the grit and showmanship he'd cultivated throughout his entire life. With this memorable moment, he solidified his place not just as an on-screen legend but also as an enduring figure of Hollywood lore. For Scandal, it's rather remarkable that, despite his long career and the intense spotlight of Hollywood, Jack Palance never became embroiled in any notable scandals or high-profile controversies. In a world where the personal lives of movie stars often generate as many headlines as their professional achievements, Palance managed to keep his name clear of sensational stories or public feuds. Those who worked with him described him as disciplined, professional, and thoroughly devoted to his craft, qualities that undoubtedly contributed to his ability to avoid the sort of disputes that frequently plague prominent entertainers. Moreover, he was known for guarding his private life, preferring to direct attention toward his performances rather than his off-screen activities. While some stars might have courted controversy for the sake of publicity, Palance's enduring reputation is largely rooted in his on-screen accomplishments, his charitable spirit, and the deep respect he earned from colleagues and fans alike. Even today, when discussions arise about his legacy, most people recall his iconic roles, unwavering work ethic, and occasional humor, like that famed night at the Oscars, rather than any hint of a scandal. Like many Hollywood icons, Palance did face occasional rumors, from supposed feuds with co-stars to exaggerated tales of backstage disagreements. Yet these stories rarely gained traction and often proved unfounded. In an industry fueled by gossip columns and paparazzi snapshots, his low-key lifestyle didn't generate the usual tabloid fodder. Instead, he focused on honing his craft and maintaining privacy, an approach that earned him respect from insiders who recognized how easily careers could be derailed by scandal. Even when approached by eager reporters fishing for controversy, he would deflect gracefully, steering the conversation back to the art of acting or the importance of family. 5. Marriage. Jack Palance's personal life was marked by 2 marriages and a deep commitment to his 3 children, though he kept these relationships largely out of the public eye. His first marriage was to Virginia Baker in 1949, and together they had 3 children, one of whom, Holly, followed in his footsteps and became an actress. Despite the Hollywood lifestyle, Palance did his best to shield his family from media scrutiny, believing that a stable home life was crucial in an industry known for its pressures and pitfalls. According to acquaintances, Jack first crossed paths with Virginia Baker at a small Hollywood gathering celebrating the close of a film production. Captivated by her wit and grace, he struck up a conversation that would spark a whirlwind courtship. Friends recalled how the two shared a mutual respect for the arts. Virginia was an aspiring writer at the time, which gave them plenty to bond over. In those early years, before Palance became a household name, the couple found joy in simple routines, discussing books, cooking family meals, and offering each other constant support as they navigated the ups and downs of show business.